Last December, Time magazine selected its Person of the Year for 2025. And this time, it was the architects of artificial intelligence. Interesting. So today we stand on this.
Alright, after watching the video, it feels to me that a few years ago, the conversations around artificial intelligence was filled with excitement. People were amazed by what AI could do, how it could improve our lives, and the endless potential it seems to offer. But today, the debate has shifted. It is no longer about what AI can do, but also about what AI is doing to the world. And if you don't realize how fast the evolution of AI is, do you still remember the Will Smith and spaghetti video where the hands were melting, the moving faces, and the floating forks, and the spaghetti liquors anyway? But that video has become increasingly realistic just 3 years after they first appeared online in 2023. And that video has become an iconic benchmark for AI progress. And talking about this acceleration of AI, it reminds me of a book that I read a few years ago. This book from Thomas Dale Friedman, and the name of the book is Thank You for Being Late. And in that book, he mentions that we, as a human, we live in a linear world where distance, times, and velocity are linear. But the growth of technology today is on exponential curve. And for those who don't know what exponential curve is, this is what exponential curve looks like. I just watched a video the other day about what Stanford students actually use ChatGPT for. And in that video, the teacher asked the students to have a small discussions before the actual discussions begin. And one of the questions asked by the teacher was, what kind of work do you delegate to ChatGPT, and what kind of work do you delegate to yourself? And the answers varied, but there are three things that I can take from their discussions. The first one is they only use ChatGPT to do the groundwork, like to giving them ideas or knowledge. Meanwhile, they keep the decision to themselves. So they only delegate the easy work, only to gain a deeper understanding towards something. And this is actually aligned with the research done by Digital Education Something Survey in 2024, where information searching tops the list for AI used by the students, followed by the grammar checking, paraphrasing documents, summarizing documents, also the creating first draft. And the second one is, when you delegate the job to AI, you should understand what kind of work do you delegate to AI. I mean, you should understand that the things that you build together with AI, because it's really important for your decision making. Because you don't want AI to tell you what to do, right? Because at the end of the day, it is you, the one who operates it. And the third one, in academic work, using the AI is actually required by some teachers. So it means that AI is actually a very good thing if you use it properly, if you use it wisely. So according to the same research that I mentioned earlier, around 91% of faculty having a report that they have used AI for the teachings, and also around 59% of students expected an increased use of AI in their educations. Interesting. We live in a world where AI could help us in a lot of ways, but I feel both excited and scared at the same time. If I take something like ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot, they may have unlimited benefit if we use it wisely. However, over-reliance to AI may lead to cognitive atrophy, where individual may lose their critical thinking, problem solving, as well as their memory retention skills over time. And the rise of AI has led many people to openly question whether the college degree is even worth it anymore. As we know that the purpose of college degree is actually to learn about ourselves and to prepare us to get into the job market. But the students now, they are feel anxious about their life after college, because whether they can get a job that suits their major, or whether they can get a job within 6 months after they graduate. So let's take a look at this PBS News Hour interview where they ask students how worried they are about getting into the job market.
And how worried are you about going into the world of work now?
I'd give it an 8 as of now.
1 to 10?
Probably about a 7 or 8. The larger climate for entry-level jobs right now is really hard and scary as somebody, as you're graduating or anticipating graduation.
I'll go with a 7. I know Eastern will hold career fairs and everything, but it's not necessarily guaranteed. So you never know.
How scared are you on a scale of 1 to 10? 1, no fear at all. 10, terrified.
I would say I'm at an 8.5, really high. Yeah, it's all very scary to me.
Although AI could be a threat to college students competing in the job market, a study done by National Associations of Colleges and Employers shows that 35% of entry-level jobs require experience using artificial intelligence, and nearly 17% include AI skills in their job descriptions. Anthropic CEO, during his interview with the Wall Street Journal, said that artificial intelligence is going to take us to the world where we could have a very high GDP, but at the same time, we also have very high unemployment and also inequality. This is a really rare combination, where if we have a very high GDP, for example, a country has around 5% or 10% GDP growth, it means that it's supposed to be many job opportunities out there, but the unemployment also increasing. So this is not logically inconsistent at all, but it has never happened that way before. I don't think we are doing enough to prepare for the impacts of artificial intelligence on our lives. If you still remember, after COVID-19, many of us were forced to adapt to digital technology very, very, very quickly. Where we had online classes, online meetings, digital payments, and there are so many new tools. But now with AI, it was like we are facing another big shift. But the problem is, not everyone can adapt very quickly. That's why in the opening video, I can understand why students feel so angry and feel so upset, because it comes from the uncertainty. Will AI replace me? Will I be left behind? And also it comes from the feeling, that they are not they didn't have enough preparations to adapt to this technology. Therefore, I actually disagree banning AI in schools, where students actually need the guidance, they need the support on how to use AI responsibly. And the same applies with the business as well, where the companies, they should have a strong AI governance, meaning that they should have strong policies, controls, and also the ethical framework to make sure that their AI system operates safely and securely, transparently, and in accordance with law. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. And what do you think about banning AI in school? Let me hear your thoughts below. Bye!